Welcome to Loud and Queer, your one-stop shop for everything viewed through the queer eye.
Last week, we talked about dating versus talking, so we're going to follow that up with our newest topic, relationships.
The best part.
You see the natural progression, you know, because we fancy and we smart and we mathematical. And
no, we ain't. Not I.
With the topic of relationships, you kind of started at the beginning, and looking back at some of my first budding relationships, I just get that feeling like, God, I just want to go back and tell myself, like, a whole lot. I have a list of things.
I just want to redo everything. Like, I want to redo... I was telling my mom the other day that I want to redo high school, like, as I am now.
I've had that thought a million times.
Yeah. Because, like, I didn't take enough risks. You know, I wasn't really paying enough attention to, like, who I was and, like, cultivating, like, myself. I was paying so much attention to everybody else.
That applies a lot to relationships.
It does.
All that you had just said about high school. That's really interesting. I never thought about that.
I've always been an observer. And I always wanted to, like, mimic what I saw. But I was so focused on, like, what everybody else was doing and how everybody else seemed so much cooler that I never, like, gave myself a chance to, like, be that person.
So you're kind of like an idealist. Like, you had the ideal image in your head and you wanted it and you were just gonna get it. However...
I never did anything about it. Like,
if you were to go back, you would probably tell yourself...
I would tell myself to get this idea of having a perfect relationship out of your head, because I've had this idea in my head since I was like 14. I was like, I'm gonna get to high school and I'm gonna join the Gay Straight Alliance and I'm gonna meet my girlfriend. And like, I didn't think about us breaking up or anything, but then I was like, you know, as I got older, the age just got higher, so I was like, I'm gonna get to college, I'm gonna meet my girlfriend, and then we're gonna get married.
But what if it didn't happen in college? So it's just like, I'm gonna graduate college, and I'm gonna meet my girlfriend.
At work. But
So I died and went to heaven, and I finally met my girlfriend.
That's basically my life.
It's just gonna keep... You're procrastinating on your perfect relationship.
I am. Like. Oh my gosh. But I was very focused on wanting that relationship, so I didn't really focus on just being Braxton and, like, doing things that would make me a better person so that I would be more attractive to other people. Like, I just really sat there and I was like, I know I have no social skills, but I'm just gonna sit here until I find someone else who wants to watch Glee as much as me.
Oh my gosh. That almost sounds like a dream.
That's what I would tell myself. I would just tell myself to, you know, you do you. And eventually you will attract that type of energy. Like, don't go out looking for it in other people. Now you. Didn't mean to spill the beans on myself. Exposed.
That was so loaded. My goodness. So, I guess if I were probably to go back and tell myself, I would tell myself that you're freaking yourself out. You don't have to present this specific image to one person because your personality is lit. And you're golden, kid. You're golden. You don't have to do backflips for these guys. Not that you could do backflips in the first place. But, I mean metaphorical. Because, you know, your feet don't get off the ground.
Can you do a split on a dick?
I can do a splat. It's like not exactly a split. There's like a little bit of a fuck up with one leg. It's a splat.
I got you on that. I got you.
Yeah, I would probably just tell myself to tone it down. You don't have to pull every trick in the book. Just, like, be yourself.
Right. And eventually they'll see those parts of you, like, as time goes on. You don't have to, like, spoil it all, you know?
No. One thing I would definitely make sure to let my past self know is about red flags.
Absolutely.
Because I know back then, there were a lot of things that I thought were cute that really aren't cute. Like, it's not cute at all. Like, oh, he dropped out of college and he's not really working and he's, like, living with some friends, but he called me cute, so it's cute, you know?
It's cute or whatever.
He's a rebel. Like, yeah, he doesn't have to go with what everybody said. No, it doesn't work that way.
Those are the people that you see, like, in your hometown, just working the same ass job forever and ever and ever.
And honestly, it's not to say that, like, college is ideal for dating in general, but it's like, not. If you don't want to go the college route, then at least, like, have something kind of going on with your life. Like,
right. Like, join a club. Like, there are lots of activities out in the world for people to join. Like, I know this girl who just, like, does yoga, and she, like, met all of her best friends through doing yoga. Like,
right. Like, if you're going to try something, like, really just throw yourself into something. Like, one thing I definitely would warn myself about is the red flag of someone who's stagnant. Somebody who is complacent with where they are and they don't really have any aspirations.
Right.
And they're just going to stay where they are for the rest of their life, and it's just...
And it's not to say that, like, if you're at an entry-level job or you didn't go to college or something, like, it's not to say that, like, you're a bad person or anything, but, like, you should always want more. Like, you should always give yourself the benefit of the doubt and know that, like, you can do better. You can always do better. There's always room for improvement.
Right.
In any regard.
And there's no shame in working a job like that as long as it's kind of like a means to an end, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how many young creatives do we know started out bussing tables or working at the mall? Like, everybody does it. Everybody has to hit their stride. But definitely I would warn myself against people who don't want to stride. They just want to sit and be.
They want to be comfortable.
What's a red flag that you wish you would have seen coming?
I wish... Okay, so is this, like, red flags in regards to, like, someone's personality? Because I have a couple red flags, like, for myself. Like, things that I've done.
That's an interesting take. I want to hear that, actually.
Okay. Because I'm learning to not really put the blame on the other person as much than to, like, kind of take accountability and, like, recognize, like, my own naivety.
Come on, spiritual self. Come on.
You know? So, I mean, it's not to say, like, you need to be, like, super hard on yourself when a relationship goes badly, but, like, you have to be able to, like...
take accountability for yourself.
Exactly. And I realized that I was too... Is hasty the word? I was too hasty. I thought that, like, you know, I was in a relationship with someone and, like, this was going to be it, and it was perfect, even if every other day they were mad at me or something. I was just like, you know, that's just what happened. Like, couples fight. It's okay. She's the one for me. So, you know, it was my fault for, like, giving into that when I could have very well, like, shut it down immediately. But also when you see that happening, like, it's a flaw in their character too. And, like, you have to make sure that you're not giving those people the time of day because they will walk all over you.
Damn. Just damn.
I'm in my feelings. Okay.
Woo.
Moving on.
Do you need a tissue or the whole box?
I do.
Yeah, because you're flooding.
Whew, I need a pad.
How have all of your experiences that you have just laid out today shaped your perspective on relationships?
So what did I learn in this
Girl,
class?
this is not a hard topic. This is not hard.
What did I learn in this class?
Bitch, what did you learn today?
What I learned in boating school is I never want to date again. I deleted all my dating apps, blacked out all my pictures. I deleted all my friends on Facebook. Unfollowed everyone on Instagram. I'm mad.
You're mad.
No, I really just am taking a step back from, like, everything, like, relationships in general. Like, friendships, relationships, any type of relationship. I'm kind of just taking a step back from people and trying to get to know myself as much as possible in the least stereotypical way ever. Because I know a lot of people get out of relationships and they're just like, I just want to focus on me, man. Like, I don't need no man, all that stuff. But it's true for me because I was always someone who just, like, followed behind every person that I could, you know, obtain. Like, I would watch TV and, like, try to be these people on TV. I would, like, watch my older siblings and, like, try to be them. So I'm kind of just trying to be Braxton. And I can't be Braxton if I'm with someone. So I want to be the best version of Braxton possible. And then once I'm happy with that, I want to try again. But I don't think I'm ready right now. What have you learned from being in relationships, situationships, what have you?
I learned that boys aren't shit. And honestly, the easiest way to go through it is to
be a
not
lesbian.
Shut up. If I could, I would. God damn it, I was born the wrong
Sexuality and gender and
right.
everything.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like.
But what I learned is just not to invest too much time and energy on until somebody has really proven themselves to be worthy of it, you know? Like, not everybody deserves your 100.
Wait, you know what's really interesting though?
What?
You know how when people feel drained, like, by people and, like, relationships and stuff, I think that's because they're giving, like, their all to everyone, and, like, it's not possible for you to give 100% to every single person, because then there would be none left. It's not a renewable resource.
I see what you mean. So
Yeah.
you mean, like, people that feel drained after being around somebody is because they're trying to, like, keep up and really show off, or?
Well, like, when you're in these relationships and then, like, you get out of them, you, like, feel broken because you feel like you know, you, like, gave them everything and, like, you didn't get anything back. And I think that's because you're, like, it's like your focus is so much on them that you can't see anything else. So, like, if you're using so much energy on that one thing, like, you're gonna feel, like, overall bad because you're just not you're not paying attention to anything else that matters, like, for yourself, for anything, for your mental health. Like, everything just gets, like, pushed to the side.
For me, it ends up being like, I did all this work, where's the reward?
Yeah.
And I think
You
it's
feel
just
cheated.
that. Yes, it's just that kind of, like, instinctual, like, you do the work, there should be something to reap. But past me has put in the work with nothing to show for it. So.
But there is, though, which is what we're talking about.
With what I've learned?
Yeah.
I mean, that is true. That is true. What I've learned from the experiences is invaluable and allows me to conquer ahead and just realize that it's okay to put somebody on block if you're just not feeling it after a couple sentences. It's okay, because honestly, those first couple messages, it's where people really start to show who they are, you know, and you talk with them for a couple days. If you don't like how the situation is going, like, they're not paying enough attention to you, you guys aren't really, like, finding anything in common. Don't force it just because he's attractive or whatever. Like, it's just not, it's not going to be good, you know.
That's the moral of the story. And once you get that, you're going to feel so much better in every other situation you put yourself in, I think. Because the next relationship that I get into or whatever, I'm going to be careful. Not careful to the point where, like, I'm paranoid, but I'm going to make sure that it's worth my time before I, like, put my all into it. Moral of the story is love yourself, right? And that's, like, a really basic, you know, phrase, but it's true. Like, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else. And it's not about loving, like, your appearance or your personality or anything like that, because I know we all have issues, but it's more so about being okay with who you are and not trying to find someone to, like, fit into this puzzle piece.
And I think a very important part about the whole love yourself thing is that you not only, like you had said, to love appearance and personality and all that stuff, but you need to care for yourself and remember what you are worth. You are not worth the stress that these people will bring when they're not reciprocating. It is not worth it. Cut it off. There are always going to be other people.
You just have to choose happiness.
Full of them.
Right. You have to just choose to be happy. Like, you have to be okay with what's happening and just don't force things.
And I hope you guys feel warm and toasty, because I do, because this room is hot. Thank you guys for listening, and we hope you heard us
loud and queer.
To the